There's something broken inside of me, something no one else can see. Something hurts and it's way down deep. I think there's something wrong with me. I've got friends that I never see. They say they don't have time for me. I try to reach out to my family, but I just get voicemail. I try to watch TV, it only saddens me. Everyone's yelling and screaming and fighting in the streets. I put some food in the microwave, forgot about it for several days. Then when I found it, I just threw it away. There's surely something wrong with me. All the kids in the neighborhood tell me I don't look so good. How I would change it all if I could, but I can't. Every day used to be such possibility. Now every road that I take leads to failure and despair. Here we go. There's something broken inside of me, but whatever will be, will be. I guess it's just my fucking destiny, because there's something wrong with me. Play it. I guess it's just my fucking destiny, because there's something wrong with me. Holy guacamole, holy guacamole, I just got hit by a car. And you're the one who swept me off my feet, pushed me in the street, left me in a coma. Guacamole me, guacamole you, I just got busted for drugs. And you're the one who sold me to the Fed, leaving me for dead, played me for a fool. Making guacamole, mix it in the bowlie, I just got mauled by a bear. And you're the one who covered me with honey, thought it was so funny, how could you be so cruel? Take it. Officer Stromboli, I just got shot in the face. And you're the one who had the smoking gun. Love is just no fun whenever I'm with you. Guacamole coma, Yuma, Arizona, I just got hepatitis C. You were standing there with a syringe. How it makes me cringe, breaks my heart in two. Holy guacamole, lumpy, green and rolly. Baby, I wouldn't change such a thing. 'Cause even though I'm down upon my luck, I don't give a fuck, long as I have you. She was my true love, now she's dead and gone. She made me feel whole, and when I felt she'd hold my hand when nobody ever would, she understood. She came with me everywhere I'd go. I miss her so. She was my only true love. She was all I would ever need. But now she's dead and buried under the willow tree.
Testing the mic 1, 2, 3, check. Computer, volume 10. Computer, what time is it?
The time is 11 a.m.
Whew. Hello everybody, and welcome to Henry's Kitchen, the live stream, where we cook something and we chat. Oh, Mochi's Nirvana just resubscribed at the tier 3 level. Amazing. Thank you very much, Mochi's Nirvana, and good to see you here. B Vargas 78 says, "Am I drunk?" And the BFRK says, "We're all drunk." It reminds me of a story, actually. Several years ago, probably about 20 years ago, I went to a gas station. I put the nozzle in the gas tank and went in and paid, and then forgot that I had done that, I guess. And I started driving away, and I actually yanked and I don't know if anybody's done this, I yanked the nozzle out of the socket from the gas dispenser machine thing, and it caused a big ruckus. A lot of people were alarmed, rightfully so, and the owner came out, and English wasn't his first language, and I'll never forget, he looked at my car, and he looked at the nozzle, and then he looked at the socket where it was supposed to be, and then he looked at me and he said, "You are drunk?" And I was kind of offended, because a lot of people like myself have sort of momentary lapses in mental activity, and I just did something, for lack of a better word, I just did something dumb, and I thought it was just kind of rude of him to assume that I was inebriated. I should mention I was drunk. Okay. Neat says we are drunk. Okay. The Chunks says, my whole life has been a momentary lapse in mental activity. Yeah, I hear you. Butt Smasher Masher says it happens to the best of us. It really does. Fondue Yourself says, drunk on life. Sure. Goat Sheed says, he could have caused a relapse with a comment like that. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It was dangerous. Parasitosis asks, wow, Dazzle did a picture of Bono? Well, this was a picture that was submitted by Dazzle Cat. I'm not sure whether or not Dazzle Cat composed the picture itself, but it seems to be a picture of Bono. Don't forget the old saying, no one is as great as Bono thinks he is. Caitlin's Kitchen says, is Bono drunk? I don't know if he's a big drinker. I don't think so. Oh, Dazzlecat says, no, I think Husky Boyo did. Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay, well, shout out to Husky Boyo if he's the one who composed that picture. It's a very good picture. Tony Spumoni says, I'm at work. No drinking for me. Yeah, well, unfortunately, the work that I usually do, it's encouraged. Butt Smasher Masher says, wow, Henry, I can't believe you're starting the new year with posting stories on Instagram. Yeah, I post stories every now and then. I don't really do it very often. But Maui Girl asks, is Bono a megalomaniac? That's what I've heard, and it seems to look that way. I guess it's a little bit like asking, does the Pope shit in the woods, or whatever that expression is. Okay, the BFRK wants to check in on roast beef. Roast beef is doing okay. He's slowing down quite a bit. But let's take a look at him. He's just sleeping on the couch peacefully right now. Sometimes the sun gets in his eyes and he doesn't like it. But he has a cubby that he can go to if need be. But I'll be honest with you, he's slowing down quite a bit. There've been quite a few interactions with the vet, and I'll leave it at that. Butt Smasher Masher says a movie star needs his rest. Yeah, he's done a lot of wonderful work, and he's made so many people happy, and he deserves his rest. Okay, Boner of a Lonely Fart says, was Bono, and is it Bono or is it Bono, on the cover of the U2 album hugging his son, or was that the drummer? I don't know. I really don't know. The only album that I ever remember was, it had a child on there or something. It was Joshua Tree. I don't know. It's all very vague. It's been several decades. Okay, let's move forward here. Speaking of these wonderful creatures that we have in our life, they are all so lovely. I want to do a little tribute to Official Shitter's cat. And there's a message here. Official Shitter says, this is my cat Mochi, who is very sadly passed away on Friday. Words cannot describe how I feel right now. But this community is so wonderful and fun that I think seeing her up on the green screen might lift my spirits a bit. Well, there's Mochi up on the screen. And Official Shitter, we feel your pain. The pain of loss is very, very difficult. And Mochi looks like she was a wonderful, wonderful cat and a wonderful creature. And I hope you had many wonderful moments. Sorry to hear of your loss, but this is a little tribute to Mochi. Thanks, Official Shitter, and I'm sorry, it is difficult, but the good news is that as time goes by, it gets easier, so I'm told. Okay. Thanks again, Official Shitter, and one last look at wonderful mochi there. Pug Lady sends us a beautiful picture of the praying monk, and this is in, I believe, Phoenix, or in the American Southwest. Official Shitter says, thanks, y'all. Time heals, etc. But she's not in pain anymore. Yeah, that's the way to look at it. The Gym Dodger says, Henry, I am being advertised 50 incontinence bed pads right now at the bottom of your screen. Does that reflect on me or you? I don't know if you're seeing an algorithm or if you're seeing advertisements that are based on your own viewing history or my viewing history. It's very difficult to say. So I really don't have an answer for that. And I usually have an answer for a lot of stuff. Maybe we should ask a computer. We have a computer here at our disposal that is attached to all of the knowledge.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Of humankind, although still does dumb things now and then. Computer, the Gym Dodger asks if he's being advertised 50 incontinence bed pads right now at the bottom of my screen. Does that reflect on him or me?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Yeah, I should have known. Computers are not replacing humans anytime soon. Ozia says, hey, Henry, just binged through Silicon Valley, and didn't they get to hire the best John alive? Wow. Thanks, Ozia. Silicon Valley was not only my favorite show, but I'm so grateful that I got to actually be a part of it. And I was extremely nervous because I didn't want to be the one that ruins the show. It reminded me of when I was asked to join Little League Baseball when I was 8 years old. And I got on the team, and then the whole team sucked after that. And it was sort of my fault. And so I didn't want to have a repeat of that situation with the show Silicon Valley. But I don't think I did. I think it was all... I think I was cast in a role that I was born to play. Tech4Mythy says, maybe this stream is sponsored by Incontinence Bed Pads. That could be. Somehow or another, we're not getting the money here. There seems to be a little bit of a disconnect. Royal Flush 9 says, I wish Henry was my sysadmin. Computer, what is a sysadmin?
Scissor is a noun meaning scissors, a cutting instrument for paper, cloth, etc., consisting of two blades, each having a ring-shaped handle, that are so pivoted together that their sharp edges work one against the other, often used with pair of.
Okay, well, Royal Flush 9, I wish I was that for you as well. Saguaro Ooh, hopefully you at least get some free samples. Yeah, I should, right? Caitlin's Kitchen, good to see you. Haven't seen you in a little while. I'm glad you're here. And you're just reminding me, because I met you in Chicago, we've got a couple of dates coming up. March 1st, Chicago, Illinois, the Zanies Comedy Club in Rosemont, which I guess is near Chicago O'Hare Airport. That's going to be March 1st, and they just moved the time from 7 p.m. to 6 p.m. Apparently, nobody was buying tickets, so they decided, well, maybe if we change it to earlier, maybe Henry's people go to bed early, and that's not even true, but I don't know. Who knows why these things happen, but just know that it starts an hour earlier. And Caitlin's Kitchen says, life got crazy. Well, yeah, life does get crazy. It really does. Parasitosis says, at least it didn't give the other scissor definition. Yeah, that's true. We don't need that at this time of the morning. Although for some people it is the evening. Dazzlecat says, that's true in my case. That it's easier for you to go earlier. Okay, well, that's good to know. And the same thing with JB's Tech. JB's Tech says, I do, but that doesn't matter. The Balder Lash, the Balderdash lad says, "Hey, Henry, just wanted to say my sleep paralysis demon took your forum last night, which was pretty incredible. All the best." Wow, thanks, the Balderdash lad. That's very nice of you. Your sleep paralysis demon. I'm glad I could take the form of that, or that it could take my form, however it worked. But that's pretty awesome. Let's see. Let's check in with our alerts here. We've got alerts. Husky Boyo, thanks again, and always good to see you. That was actually from last week, but shout out to Husky Boyo nonetheless. Unsuccessfully Coping, thank you so much for your tier 1 subscription, and I want an update on the beautiful Lacrusette ramekin that you gifted me so generously. Because of an incredibly busy week and some unexpected obligations, I haven't been able to, but I have to go to the hardware store and get a type of epoxy that is food safe, and also, it doesn't necessarily have to be food safe, but I have to make sure it won't come apart when it is really high temperatures. But I could just use it as it is, but I want it to be all nice. But just to bring everybody up to date, Unsuccessfully Coping sent a beautiful ramekin, but because of the, what would you call, the vicissitudes of shipping movement, it got a little bit damaged, but easily fixable. At very least, we could use that Japanese technique called bulgogi or something, where you paint the broken parts with glitter and actually turn it into something awesome. But yeah, we are going to do that because it's a beautiful item and I can't wait to cook with it. Dazzlecat says, going to need a computer definition for vicissitudes. Computer, what is a vicissitude?
The noun, vicissitude, can have a few meanings. 1. A change or variation occurring in the course of something. 2. Interchange or alternation, as of states or things. 3. Successive, alternating, or changing phases or conditions, as of life or fortune, ups and downs.
Hey,
4.
Maui Girl called
Regular
it.
change or succession of one state or thing to another.
Computer, is it considered douchey to use the word vicissitude?
From thecontentauthority.com. Vicissitude, a word derived from the Latin vicissitudo, refers to the natural changes or fluctuations.
Okay, computer, stop. Didn't understand my question. Angry Penguin 922 says, Henry, should I call out work to watch your stream today? Or call out of work? Yes, you should. You're going to learn more here. Well, actually, you're not learning at work. You're working. So maybe, let's just say you're going to be more productive here than you will be at work. So I would definitely call off work for today and learn how to roast grapes. If you want to see what we're making today... No, that's Bill Larkin, who I hope we get to hang out with when we're in Chicago. Why is this doing this? Hold on. That's our intern, Beanie Bo Beanie. Okay. That's not it, but we're getting close anyway. Here. That was our pizza bagel bites. Here we go. This is what we're making today, roasted grapes. So that's going to be exciting. Capacious Tea says, slice a grape and put it in the microwave. That sounds like the easy way to do it, but we don't do it the easy way here at Henry's Kitchen. We do it the very, very unnecessarily difficult way, just for demonstrative purposes. We've got a lot more alerts here. Remsy09, thank you again for subscribing. Unsuccessfully Coping. Pug Lady, thanks for your picture and thanks for 30 years of subscription. Pug Lady 2600 and another 30 years to come. Thank you so much. It feels like it's just only been like 3 years or something. Mochi's Nirvana says, Happy New Year, Henry. Hope you and roast beef are doing swell. We're doing swell. Thank you, Mochi. Good to hear from you. Maui Girl subscribed for 4 months and says aloha. Hey, you know what? Let's pull up one of Maui Girl's pictures. You sent some very beautiful background pictures to us today. Look at this. This is incredible. I guess you probably wake up every morning and see this outside of your window or on your patio or something. This is really incredible. I think maybe we'll use this for our song. JB's text says, oh, that reminds me, I need a new therapist. Yeah, sometimes you got to switch them up. Thanks again, Maui Girl. And Caitlin's Kitchen subscribed at the tier 3 level. Amazing. Thank you so much, Caitlin's Kitchen. Hope to maybe see you in Chicago, but no pressure. And Miss Stalker. Ooh, that sounds exotic. Miss Stalker subscribed for 3 months. Thank you, Miss Stalker. And Maui Girl 45 says, this is the road to Hana. I'm on the road to Hana. Check it and see, or whatever that song from Talking Heads, I think it was. The Gym Dodger says, nothing can go wrong with a username like that. No, it certainly can't. It can only go right. Parasitosis says, when are we roasting D's nuts? We won't be roasting nuts today. We'll be roasting grapes. Ash K Thanks just resubscribed for 9 months. Amazing. Thank you, Ash K Thanks. Renthar says, my grandma got sick on the bus when we did the road to Hana and was puking in the back in public. Oh my God. Very sorry to hear about your grandma puking. I just sympathize not only with her but all the other people around, because usually when someone pukes, the smell is so disgusting that it makes you puke, and then you've got a whole bus full of people puking. Dazzlecat says, what about grape nuts? What about them? I don't think I care for them. I used to try to eat that cereal, and it was like eating rocks or something. It sounds like it's going to be delicious, but it's not at all. I guess it's the nut inside the grape or something. I don't know, that they usually remove. Computer, what is a grape nut?
According to Wikipedia, Grape Nuts is a brand of breakfast cereal made from flour, salt and dried yeast, developed in 1897 by C.W. Post, a former patient and later competitor of the 19th century breakfast food innovator Dr. John Harvey Kellogg.
Okay, so it's not even a thing. Zeritos64 says, any plans on doing a tour on the West Coast anytime in the future? I hope so. I really do, but I'll be honest with you. I guess you could say that I have something called quality appeal and not quantity appeal. It's pretty hard to find a venue that's willing to host, because even though there'll be people coming from all over the world, I've had people come in from Sweden. When I did DeChico's Italian restaurant up in Clovis, California, no, not Sweden, and I'm sorry for the mix-up. Sometimes I mix it up. Switzerland, and they brought me the most amazing chocolate. We've had people come from every state, and but it's still just 20 people, and that's the part that's difficult to convince a venue to take on a gig, because it's difficult for them to pay for their overhead. Okay. Capacious T says, I love grape nuts, but when you were depressed and forget them on your side table, it's awful. Oh God, that sounds very depressing. Maui Girl 45 says, I didn't know grapes had nuts. I didn't either, and I might be wrong about that. Nancy Drudels says 1897. They're really expired. Black, yeah, that's more than a century. And there's a couple more comments here. Boner of a Lonely Fart says, do you ever serve food that has olives that still have the pits in them? No, I think that would be just plain cruel. Caitlin's Kitchen says, "Oh my God, I need to buy Chicago tickets immediately." Oh, okay, thanks, Caitlin's Kitchen. And again, no pressure. And I forgot because I got derailed. Also, even sooner, February 22nd, if you live anywhere within several hours of the St. Louis area, I'll be doing a show at the beautiful Blue Strawberry on February 22nd in St. Louis's lovely Central West End, which is an incredible little neighborhood there in an incredible city right near the Mississippi. The BFRK says, "Henry, you should come to Whitney Point, New York. I think it has a population of 900. Well, that would be great. We'd have to ask people to involve air travel as their plans to come see the show. Boner of a Lonely Fart says, "Do you ever serve food that has olives?" Oh yeah, we talked about that. Okay. All right, everybody, we're getting off a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and do, let's go ahead and do a song. We have a couple to do today. This is a beautiful picture. Thanks for the Road to Hana, Maui Girl. We're going to change it up a little bit and find something. Maybe we can find something festive. Beanie Bobini has a picture here. This is pretty festive. We want to do a shout out to our very own Beelzebub, who's been a user from the very, very beginning. And also, I think that the whole idea of me getting on Twitch started from a conversation that I had on Patreon with Beelzebub. If I'm not mistaken, it's been several years, but I was encouraged to get onto the platform by Beelzebub because she found out about Henry's Kitchen through Twitch, and it's become a whole amazing ride. So let's go ahead and do a birthday shout out to Beelzebub. I think I just came up with a good rhyme too. This is gonna work. Let's turn on the reverb. Hello? Okay. It's nobody's birthday. No need for candles on the cake. It's nobody's birthday. It was just some big mistake. It's nobody's birthday. So put away the party favors and anything else you see. 'Cause it's nobody's birthday but Beelzebub. Happy birthday, Beelzebub, and thanks for all that you do. And I hope you're having a good one. Let me take a look here. We got to figure out. Another background.
She must have been pretty special, huh?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
this is a little edit that was made for us. Sorry, everybody. I'm going to show it, but I want to make sure that I get the name, and I'm so sorry I didn't put the name on there, and I know I asked this last time. Can we get the name of whoever, the person who edited this and submitted it, because it's really cool. It's from Heavy. Oh, okay. All right, well, this was edited by Heavy. It's wonderful, and if you want to see the video, it's in the fan art section, but I'm going to go ahead and play it now. It's fun to look back on some of my really good friends here that we did that shoot with about 15 years ago. It's pretty amazing. Well, maybe more like 14 years ago. Okay, here we go.
Oh yeah, she was pretty special. But I let her slip through my fingers, just like I've let everything else slip through my fingers, I guess. But he'll never
Hi. Are you there? Test. Check. 1, 2. Okay. Thank you very much, Heavy. That was a lot of fun. And RIP, my friend Todd, who played the bartender there. We had a lot of fun that day. And Beanie Bobini says, barely. Swaglord Ohio says, did you age regress? No, I think I'm aging in the correct direction. The unfortunate one. The Don't Bean Ass says, where's that indoor water park? That's a question for Beanie Bobini. I believe this was Beanie Bobini's image. So, Vedo says, Henry, I am going gray and struggling. How did you handle it with grace? I didn't handle it with grace at all. I just woke up every morning and looked in the mirror and said, who is this guy? And what the fuck is he doing with my body? The Gym Dodger says, I assumed that background was USA Urban Plumbing. Beanie Bobini says, at a Holiday Inn in Minneapolis suburb. Oh yeah, this is cool. This gives me some memories of being on the road as a traveling, touring stand-up comedian. I'd go to places, and a lot of times I'd stay in like the Holiday Inn, and it'd be fun to wake up in the morning and go down one of these slides and stuff. Tony Spumoni says, I'd rather go gray than be bald. Yeah, well, I've got a little of that going on too. But after a certain point, you don't really give a shit. Ash K, thanks again for subscribing. And let's go ahead and let's do a song. And Unsuccessfully Coping gives us a very nice picture here. Yeah, that's very nice. Thank you very much for that. Parasitosis says music makes us all younger. That's true. The Don't Be an Ass, or is it the Don't Be an Ass? Where is that outdoor boat? Well, this picture comes to us from Unsuccessfully Coping. I'm not really sure. I'm going to say it's definitely on an ocean, or it could be on a Great Lake. The Gym Dodger wants to know if it's a clipper. Farrell Rocher has subscribed. Thank you very much, Farrell Rocher, for your subscription. Renthar says it's on Lake Washington. Oh, cool. All right. Swag Lord, Ohio. Henry, have you tried identity fraud? Wait, why did I suddenly lose? I suddenly lost contact with my mouse there. I'm not sure. Maui Girl says, let's sail off on that and have a booze cruise. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Swaglord, Ohio, identity fraud sounds good. You mean to solve my aging problem? I don't think it's really going to do much. Michael Bublé 4422, and we found out this is the real Michael Bublé, says, is Chef a hollaback girl? Could be. Okay, Vados says, chat, are you familiar with Theseus ship? It's the thought that if you replace enough parts of a ship, you will be very poor. I never heard about that. Theseus ship. If you replace enough parts of a ship, so you mean you go on there and you just keep replacing parts until you have no money left. It seems like it works mentally. Okay. Michael Bublé says, I've been on a Theseus ship. Yeah, I think that that's probably seasickness. Dazzlecat says, like the vicissitudes of the ship. Yeah, this is going to be one of those words that Dazzlecat uses all day long now. Probably pisses people off. Like maybe you go to the Jiffy Lube. My car's been through some vicissitudes lately, and I think it's time for the regular maintenance or something like that. Dazzlecat says, I have to use it or I'll forget. Yeah, that's true. If you don't use it, you lose it, as they say. All right, this is a beautiful nautical background. Nautical is usually 6/8. There's a classical piece that's in 6/8, I think. It is Baroque. As a matter of fact, yeah. Thanks, Mochi's Nirvana. It's not really 6/8. I think it's just a fast 3/4, but it depends on how you count it. If there's any real musicians out there, feel free to chime in. All right, it's time to do a song. Beelzebub, our birthday girl, has a song request. So let's find something festive again. I'm going to do a quick check on our cat roast beef here. Seems to be doing all right. He's taken down some food. One thing that he really enjoys doing. How about, we need something festive here. This is from Meatball, M33TBA77PXL. Or, no, PXL is part of the food. Yeah, let's just do this one, just for lack of being able to find one. But this, MEETBA77, which I think spells meatball. Renthar, I just had a moth flutter out of my wallet. Yeah, that's not a good sign. All right, here we go. We're going to do this song for Beelzebub, the birthday girl. This goes all the way back to, there was a movie called Reality Bites that was sort of the definitive Gen X film in the early 90s. And this song was used in it, along with My Sharona, which was still considered retro at that time. Just checking in on roast beef. I got to check on him because, you know, he's getting very old and I want to make sure he isn't in any kind of distress or anything. So I'm sorry I get distracted every now and then. Okay, let's go ahead and do this song here for Beelzebub. It's called Two Princes. said now. Princess, princess who adore you, just go ahead now. One has diamonds in his pockets, and that's some bread now. This one wants to buy you rockets, and in his head now. Oh, something like that. It's scats. This one got a princely racket, that's what I said now. Some got big seal upon his jacket, ain't in his head now. You marry him, your father will condone you. How about that now? You marry me, your father will disown you. He'll eat his hat now. Marry him, or marry me. I'm the one who loves you, baby, can't you see? I ain't got no future or a family tree, but I know what a prince and lover ought to be. I know what a prince and lover ought to be. Said if you want to call me baby, just go ahead now. And if you like to tell me maybe, just go ahead now. If you want to buy me flowers, go ahead now. I can't sing it like the dude. Parasitosis says scatting in the kitchen is normally not allowed. No, but we're making an exception for Beelzebu's birthday. Marry him or marry me. I'm the one that loves you, baby, can't you see? I ain't got no future or family tree. I know what a prince and lover ought to be. Oh my God. My neighbors are probably going to ask if there's something wrong. And there is. One more verse. Yeah, if you want to call me baby, just go ahead now. If you like to tell me maybe, just go ahead now. And if you want to buy me flowers, go ahead now. And if you like to talk for hours, just go ahead I went with an alternate ending with that, but Neat says, love it, awesome. Swag Lord Ohio says, just dispose of the neighbors. Okay, that's one way to deal with it, I guess. Maui Girl says, just don't get married at all. Yeah, exactly. Royal Flush 9 says, clap, thanks. Boner of a Lonely Fart says, I love those flourishes you had. Thank you very much. Thanks, Beelzebub, for that request and that trip down memory lane. That was a fun time. The Jim Dodger says, great to hear that song again. Been so long. Yeah, it sure has been a while. Uh-oh, I think roast beef is heading to the bathroom. That's usually a difficult time for him. So we'll see what happens. Okay, I think it's time to do another song here. Vado says roast beef gonna do some scatting as well. Yeah, in his own literal way. Okay. Let's see what other pictures we got. Picture from Gumme Kande, who usually sends us pictures from the American Northeast. This definitely looks like it's no exception. Is that a squirrel there? Henry Chance is watching, Swaglord, Ohio says. That's cool. Let's check in on our alerts. Thanks again to Farrell Rocher. Oh, it was a false alarm on the bathroom. It looks like roast beef is going back to his spot there. I'll see if I can get the camera going. Yeah, he's going to get settled. He's going to go back and lie down. False alarm, and I know how it feels. I've had that certainly many times before. You think you have to go to the bathroom, and then you just go back to bed. Caitlin's Kitchen says, never let anyone predict your next move. Yeah, he could have been just doing that to defy me. Hey, look at me. Maybe you should move the camera over here while I shit. And then I do it, and then he's like, psych. Gumme Kande, what a sweet boy. Yeah, he really is a sweet old boy. Swaglord, Ohio says, how do you do such a transition? I'll tell you how. It's It's from Quanto, our technical advisor, mastermind of the transitions and all that stuff. It's incredible what Quanto did very early on in the stream, imitating the iMovie template that I used for Henry's Kitchen. This is our ingredients. And then we have the opening segment. It's pretty cool. Okay. The Jim Dodger says you could call it a Quanto leap. That's a great thing to call it. I think we should definitely call it that. In fact, I'd be disappointed if we didn't call it that. Those transitions are called Quanto leaps. Excellent suggestion, the Jim Dodger. And shout out to Quanto, who's currently in the process of breeding a family. And our best wishes to him and the family. Game Kande says, thanks for using my picture, Henry. Yeah, so Game Kande, is that a squirrel or is it a, there's other animals that look like that, like a hedgehog or something. It's a great picture. Nancy Drudel says, type yes if you've ever seen squirrels mating. I've seen it far too often. I'm not sure I've ever seen that. Where are you hanging out? Dazzlecat says it's a hedgehog. Boner of a Lonely Fart just gifted us 5 tier 1 subs. That's incredible. Thank you so much for doing that. That's very, very generous of you. Thanks, Boner of a Lonely Fart, and I hope everything is well in your life. And so are we going to say that this is a hedgehog or a squirrel? Royal Flush 9 says, when Henry gets confused with the transitions, we can call it a Quanto conundrum. Yeah, that's probably, that's a good one too. Quanto conundrum. A conundrum of Quanto proportions. Maui Girl says, I have some good footage of squirrels mating. I posted it to YouTube when I lived in Denver 15 years ago. Oh, maybe it's a big thing in Denver. Maybe that's where squirrels go to mate. It's Kate X says, fun fact, those gray squirrels are seen as invasive in the UK. They came over and outcompeted all the native red ones for the food. Oh, wow. I'm not sure I've seen a red one. So it looks like there's, in addition to the original war between Britain and the U.S., which fortunately was resolved, but it sounds like there's a war going on with the squirrels from the UK and the ones from the US. Like they never got the memo that the fighting ended. Chance663 says, has subscribed. Thank you very much, Chance663. Royal Flush 9 says, I've never seen squirrels mating, but I've heard it very loudly in the crawl space above my garage. Are you sure it's the squirrels? It could be the local teenagers. Meatball says the red ones are invading in California. Wow. This is all fascinating stuff. Beanie Bobini says squirrels can find food under up to a foot of snow. Wow. Yeah, they really are they've really adapted very well. Okay, let's go ahead and check out another pic here. Oh, Parasitosis gives us a nice snowy pic. Maybe we'll use this as our background. Yeah. This is what I'm talking about. This is a winter pic for sure. Swaglord Ohio says, hey, Henry, let's take a trip to North Korea. I am in talks to have a gig at a nice little coffee shop in North Korea. I'm just asking the users that don't live on that continent to actually maybe air travel. There's going to be a little bit of hassle getting in and out of the country, but that's pretty much any country. But it's apparently a really cute place. And it's actually owned by the government, which I think is interesting. Zorito64 says, I'll totally go. Beanie Bobini says, typically it's D's under the snow that the squirrels are finding. D's, is that a type of nut? Goat Sheed says, can't be worse than TSA. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, everybody, let's go ahead and do our next song. Oh, you know what? We've got a request from Phaedrus, a.k.a. Thitchin Hat, a.k.a. Ticknot. If you pronounce the namesake correctly, which I had to do a little research for. But this is a song, this is an old tune by a band called Guns N' Roses. And they were a 80s, late 80s, early 90s band. 89, I guess. They came around later. They were sort of half 1 foot in the glam thing and then 1 foot in the little more grungy thing. And you could tell by their video, they're sort of trying to play both sides in the Welcome to the Jungle video. Okay, Jim Dodger says, best rock debut ever. Yeah, I gotta say, that first album, Appetite for Destruction, was absolutely incredible. Caitlin's Kitchen says, Axl Rose stole my son. Oh my God. That sounds like a matter for the police. I thought you were gonna say he stole your heart, but he stole your son. I would be very upset. I don't have a son, but I know I had someone steal my Cuisinart one time, and that was not fun. Stealing anything is bad. Parasitosis says 39 feels like it should be a prime number, but it's not. My day continues to add wood to fire. That is my rage. Side knot, the brain-eating amoeba is a free-living creature until you go swimming in contaminated fresh water and get water up your nose. And then the amoeba gets in your bloodstream. Godspeed, Henry. Yeah, those things are scary. I've read some isolated stories of people who use a neti pot and they don't properly distill the water or boil it first or whatever, and they actually get a brain-eating amoeba, and it's death in a horrible way. It takes several days. Not sure why we're bringing that up here. But, you know, I welcome all different subjects here. Brain-eating amoeba is certainly no exception. Boner of a Lonely Fart says, my sha-na-na niece has never heard of Guns N' Roses. It almost sounds like you're a real fan of the Axl Rose. Sociopathogen says, is it dating if it's just an hour? That would be a question for maybe one of these Dear Abby or one of these etiquette type people that answer questions or give advice column, I think they call it. Okay, BFRK says, are we doing Zoom today? I don't know if we need to do Zoom because we're kind of doing that anyway. We're just using a different platform. Unless Zoom entails something that we don't have here on Twitch. Okay. You know what? I like this song, but my voice is pretty shredded from doing the other song, so I think I'm going to go ahead and do this as a country song. Liberdarius says dating implies more than one date. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, that does make sense. All right, so we're going to do this as a country song. It's called Mr. Brownstone, Guns N' Roses, submitted to us by Phaedrus, a.k.a. Thitchin Hat, a.k.a. Ticknot. And hopefully Phaedrus, if he's not here watching, he can watch it on the DVD. I get up around 7, get out of bed around 9, and I don't worry about nothing, no, 'cause worrying's a waste of my time. The show usually starts around 7, he's talking about Jeopardy, I guess. We go on stage at 9, get on the bus at 11, sipping a drink and feeling fine. Been dancing with Mr. Brownstone. He's been knocking, he won't leave me alone. No, no, no. Computer, who is Mr. Brownstone?
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Can we get a fact check on who Mr. Brownstone is? I used to do a little, but a little wouldn't do it, so the little got more and more. I just keep trying to get a little better, said a little better than before. I used to do a little, but a little wouldn't do it, so a little got more and more. I just keep trying to get a little better, said a little better than before. We've been dancing with Mr. Brownstone. He's been knocking, he won't leave me alone. No, no, no. It's like a trucker song. Now I get up around whenever. I used to get up on time. But that old man, he's a real motherfucker. Gonna kick him on down the line. Used to do a little, but a little wouldn't do it, so the little got more and more. I just keep trying to get a little better, said a little better than before. I used to do a little, but a little wouldn't do it, so the little got more and more. I just keep trying to get a little better, said a little better than before. Said, we've been dancing with Mr. Brownstone. He's been knocking, he won't leave me alone. No, no, no. Some people saying Mr. Brownstone is heroin. Wow. Swaglord Ohio says, Henry, can you bleep the cuss words I'm watching? I haven't figured out the equipment to do that. I'll have to work with Quanto about how we can bleep in real time. But I apologize. It's not me, it's the song here. Apparently that old man, he's a mean motherfucker. Stick it in the middle, and I shot it in the middle, and it drove me out of my mind. I should have known better. I said I wish I never met her. Oh, Mr. Brownstone's a she now. Said I leave it all behind. Yowza. Yowza. You don't hear yowza in a song anymore, but in the 80s you heard it all the time. Okay, everybody. Well, I think that's going to conclude the singing portion of the show here, but let's see if there's maybe another one of these background pics that we can do. Oh, Meatball sends us this picture. Danger beyond this point. This is probably a really good picture to show as we transition into the cooking segment, because that is relevant. Oh, It's Kate gives us a really nice background. We're going to be pulling this one up a few times here. I love these pictures of the vinyl, scratched vinyl records. This is neat. Very artsy. We had a red one last time. Yeah, I'm going to use, you know what, this probably would have been a great one for the last song, but we found a good one also. Thanks for that, It's Kate. Capacious T gives us a picture, presumably, of, wow, this is good too. These are great pics, you guys. I love these background pics. This is some serious fog. This almost looks like some Halloween shit. Like somebody should be coming, like a zombie should be coming from behind me and putting his hand on my shoulder or something. All right. Let's see what else we've got here. Oh, Zorritos. Wow, we had a lot of pictures. Well, because we were off on Sunday. Wow, this is an incredible picture too. I'm going to be using more of these pictures. We're currently, well, you know what? We could go ahead and do another song. Why don't we do this other song that was suggested to us by, where is it? Zeke, Xekke. Let me just pull it up here. It's got a long title. All right. I'm going to have one of our grapes here because I'm starting to get hungry, which is good. You want to be hungry before whatever you cook because then you're more likely to eat it. All right. Zeritos64 says, thanks all. This is and then I just lost it. Where did it go? Zeritos made a comment. This is at Yacht Chats. Oh, Swaglord Ohio says, Henry, I think that's a nude beach you're at. How are you able to tell? You don't want to just assume. That could lead to some uncomfortable results. Okay, let's go ahead and do this song here by the great Tears for Fears. How do we do this here? E, A. Oh, I see. I gotta get the first note. Okay, yeah, it is, Renthar. I'm having an issue now. I don't know what the first note of this song is because I don't have perfect pitch. There's no turning back, even while we sleep. We will find you acting on your best behavior. Turn your back on Mother Nature. Everybody wants to rule the world. I don't think I'm doing this part right. It says over A. It's my own design. It's my own remorse. Help me to decide. Help me make the most of freedom and of pleasure. Nothing ever lasts forever. Everybody wants to rule the world. There's a room where the light won't find you. Holding hands while the walls come tumbling down. When they do, I'll be right behind you. So glad we've almost made it. So glad they had to fade it. Everybody wants to rule the world. Thanks, Neat. I think it's over D. That's what it is. That's probably better. I can't stand this indecision. Married with a lack of vision. Everybody wants to rule the world. Say that you'll never ever need it. One headline, why be Parasitosis says everybody loves Raymond. Everybody loves Raymond. That would have been a good theme. All right, everybody. Thanks to Zeke for requesting that song, and it gave us an opportunity to use this killer picture from presumably a nude beach in somewhere, submitted to us by Zorritos. Melanie sends this picture. Is this another one of our furry friends? Aw, thanks, Melanie, for sending your cat. Looks like he or she is living their best life. Roast beef used to do stuff like that, but he doesn't have the flexibility. Parasitosis sends us this one. Almost looks like a logo of some sort. Swaglord, Ohio says man spreading. Well, wing spreading, I would say more like. Unsuccessfully coping says computer is so helpful. It sure is. Okay, let's see here. I think that does it for our pictures. We're ending on the logo, so it's sort of like we just watched a movie. Neat says I look like an angel with wings. Hey everybody, I've got wings. You're right, it does kind of look like that. Okay, everybody. We have fucked around far too long. It's time for us. You know what? I'm not going to quite get into the cooking just yet because we have something else that we want to do here. First, we're going to go into the kitchen. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Henry's Kitchen, the live stream. Vados says, Director Henry Phillips, Executive Producer Henry Phillips. Yeah, I do most of the stuff. But we're going to play a new game from the great Mark Cohen, who is our resident game person here. I don't know why this keeps changing. All I need to do is go to get in game mode. Desktop audio. And game. Okay, here we go. This is the game. So the way this works is that we are a psychic and we are trying to figure out which one of these 5 boxes contains the Henry's Kitchen logo or whatever. Do you hear me okay? You can hear me. I'm going to leave the reverb on. Shardy Fardum official says, what the fuck? Okay. Here we go. I'm going to try to pick which 5 of these, and then maybe afterward I can ask the chat and we can all do it together. But this is testing your psychic ability. So 4 of these are wrong and 1 of them's correct. I'm going to go ahead and just say, I'm going to do this one. Got that one wrong. Hey, I got it in 2 tries. That means I'm semi-psychic, I think. Okay, and meanwhile, while I'm doing this, I want to ask the mods. I know it's Kate. I think you've done this before. Is there any way that we can do a poll after I do this, and we can get everybody in the chat to be able to vote on which one for each one that they want me to do? Because we're seeing a lot. Okay. I'm gonna go. I can't listen to chat on this round. I have to see if I'm psychic all by myself. I'm gonna go with 1. No. Hey, I got it in 2 tries. I'm beating the odds here. Maybe I'm like on a scale of 1 to 5, I'm a 4 psychic. Okay, let's try this one now. Oh, now the pressure's on. I gotta get it in this one. Ah! Fuck! Shit! Oh, that one was terrible. I think I didn't have my psychic energy going on. Swaglord, Ohio says Epstein. No idea why. Did Epstein play this game? Or maybe you're just getting psychic messages or something. Lemon John 1 says, never tell me the odds. Star Wars reference. Yeah, that's true. Was that Han Solo who said that? Okay, Nancy Drudel says, go with my gut. All right, so my gut's down here. It's currently filled with coffee and some grapes. I'm going to go with what my gut says. No, my gut's wrong. Oh, no. Come on. Ah! I'm so unpsychic. Vados says, I'm not psychic, but my doctor did say I'm severely artistic or something like that. Well, that's not bad. Swaglord, Ohio says, Jeff, the financier. Oh, Chan663 sees a pattern. Or no, Irish Game Girl sees a pattern. Says 4. Oh, you're right. There is a pattern. Let's do that. Let's see if the pattern works. No. But it could be part of a longer pattern. But I think these are just random. Swaglord, Ohio says it's the purple one. No, it wasn't the purple one. Okay, I did terrible. It says here, I have minuscule psychic ability. Let's take a look at the high score. Mark found Henry in 12 attempts. Ghost of Bono found Henry in 12 attempts. Roger found Henry in 16 attempts. Okay, so there's some pretty lousy scores here. I'm going to put my name in here. We're going to add the entry. Okay. Desolate Reality says, Henry, I just called Ms. Cleo and she told me that you are not psychic, but you are the best cooking teacher on this plane. We're on a plane, but that's really cool. It's good to hear. Jack Dossel says, I found myself. Let's do it again. Is there a possibility? I can just ask chat to vote, but I need to figure out a way to get a definitive answer from everybody. I'm done trying because I don't want to embarrass myself more. But which one do you think it is? 1 through 5, you guys. Royal Flush 9 says 2, and Glitchy Med says 2 also. Is it 2? It looks like 2 is the majority. It's Kate X says, I can do a poll, but they last 1 minute minimum. Maybe just read the chat. Okay, I'll just read the chat. Thanks for that. Okay, here we go. We're going to go with 2. What? Did you guys literally get that one right? That's amazing. Maybe chat is psychic and I'm not. Oh boy, now the pressure's on. Let's try number 2 here. What does everybody say? We've got 3, 5. Hive Mind. We've got a couple of 3s. Karoshi and Neat. Trooper Gaddy. Everybody's going 3. A lot of 3s here. Oh boy. If this is 3, that's going to be pretty amazing. What? You gotta be kidding me. What's going on here? I'm kind of getting freaked out a little bit. Okay, Maui Girl 67. No, Donnie Wahlberg says we are smart. Did somebody hack into the game or something? Okay, let's go ahead and try now. Eclipse Producer, I think the guy that made the game is talking in the chat. Mark Cohen, I don't see him on here. Lacey T says 1. Okay, we're getting a lot of ones. It's Kate, Dazzlecat, Shandis, Trooper Gaddy. Everybody's going one. I gotta go with one. Beanie Bobini, our intern, is saying one. Here we go. Now I'm afraid. Okay. We need a second choice. I'm gonna go back to people's... Nancy Drudels said it was 3 again. Donnie Wahlberg says 5. We see a couple of 5s. I'm seeing a lot of 5s. Oh! Alright, well, let's see if Nancy Drudels was right about 3. Nancy Drudels had it the whole time. Okay, we've got 2 more here. But we're actually doing pretty damn good, I gotta say. We're pretty close to getting the high score here, so let's try not to fuck it up now. Teaser Tuesday says, did Jose Suicidio do the music for this game? No, I'm not sure where the music comes from. Eclipse Producer says, from now on, listen to Nancy. Okay, Nancy, what do you say on this one? Stewart says, you sure you clicked the right one? Chat is never wrong except that one time. Yeah, that's true. Nancy says 4. Oh. This game is very frustrating. Come on, use your psychic abilities, everybody. We need some psychic energy happening here. I don't remember says 5. That's a pretty good answer. I think people are afraid to chime in. A lot of people still saying try 4 again. No, I don't think it works that way. Gumme Kande says 2. Lacey T says 3. Oh no. We need a consensus, you guys. We need a couple more. All right, we're going to give Nancy Drudels another chance here with 5. What? Nancy Drudels got it in 1. Lacey T says, I have been wrong every time. Okay. Well, that's good to know. That's process of elimination. Okay, we need Nancy to take the lead on this. We've got 5. It's 1 through 5. This is our last one. But either way, I think we're getting the high score on this. This is a lot of psychic energy. I am told that the psychic energy doesn't necessarily always translate through the internet airwaves. Nancy Drudel says 4. How are you guys feeling? Does anybody want to back that up? Bobbins says, I made a game like this once where every choice the player made was the correct one. Well, I wish this was that, because that would be a lot less stressful. Now I'm going to feel unsure about Nancy Drudel's psychic abilities. But if it is, then that's just ridiculous. I don't remember says, I feel a strong connection to 4 and 2. Okay, here we go. We're trying 4 here. All right, we're going to go with, I don't remember says 2. Fuck. We got to get the high score, you guys. We need a consensus. Always 3. We've got 2 more, guys. Poo 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 says 1. Okay, we got 12. Let's add our high score in there. Whoa, Meatball got it in 11 attempts. Meatball's already playing the game. Very cool. Nice job, Meatball. I'm going to put in my name. And, wait, does it say we have 7? Oh, yeah, 7 entries. Okay. We could play this all day, but we got some cooking to do. Thanks, Mark Cohen, for always giving us these fun games. Okay. Back to the boring kitchen where we're going to be cooking up some shit. All right, everybody. This is a little bright on me. It's a little better. Teaser Tuesday says, did Jose Suicidio do the music? No, yeah, we addressed that, but I don't really know. Let's see if we have any alerts coming down the pike here. Trooper Gaddy says Forsen and has subscribed for 15 months. Thank you so much, Trooper Gaddy. That's very kind of you. And Eclipse Producer cheered 6 bits. Thank you for that. That's very generous of you, Eclipse Producer. And here we are. Swaglord, Ohio. Who's Henry and why are you in his kitchen? I'm Henry, and I'm in my kitchen. But I can see the confusion. All right, everybody. We're going to want to get some coffee for this one. This one's going to be a humdinger. Computer, what is a humdinger?
Humdinger is a noun meaning a person, thing, action, or statement of remarkable excellence or effect.
Well, that's not what I thought it meant. I thought it meant like a pain in the ass. Desolate Reality says, how many pounds of grapes do we need for this recipe? The recipe says 22 pounds. I don't know if this is 22 pounds or not, but I'm only making it for one, so I'll probably do a little bit of division. Okay, so I'm going to a website called Gloria Cooks. And let's see what it says here, what Gloria says. If you've seen... Get ready, guys. This is long. Wait, you've got sound here, right? We've got sound and the reverb is off. Okay, great. Tech Formthy interjects. Before we get into the hard work of this, let's just do a little bit of levity from Tech Formthy. It says, Henry, what do you call an anti-diuretic grape? And the answer is a Pinot Noir. Oh, okay. There's some wordplay going on there if you caught it. It works much better if you hear it phonetically as opposed to reading it, because I didn't get it right away. But the answer there is a Pinot Noir. Thank you, Tech Formthy, for just a little glint of levity in this otherwise dark, dark world. Okay. If you've seen my menus or spent any time in the Gloria Cooks website, you may have noticed that I love using fresh ingredients that are easily elevated from simple to sublime. This is definitely the case with my roasted grapes recipe. It's not that grapes aren't already wonderful straight off the vine, but roasted grapes are divine, which means godlike. I make roasted grapes at least once a week. Okay, wow, this person's really into it. We love them added to salads as a topping for baked feta or brie on crostini with yogurt, as used as a garnish for roasted squash or side dish with roasted Brussels sprouts. Interesting. So I'm going to be using it on a piece of bread. This bread's starting to get a little sad here. It's stale. But I'm going to use equipment that I have here called the toaster, and I'll show you how it works and all that stuff. But we're going to put our roasted grapes on this, and that's going to be our breakfast. And I'm starving, so good. Okay. Gloria goes on a very long time here, so why don't we just go into it. Remove the grapes from their stems. Okay, let's start. We can do that. And wash and pat. Okay, so we're already getting right into the thick of it here. I've got a fine mesh strainer here. And we're going to remove the seeds from the grapes, supposedly. I don't know how the fuck we're supposed to do that. Nancy Drudel says, are they seedless? Yeah, I thought they were. What do they mean? Remove the seeds. Oh, no. Remove the stems. Okay, God. All right, so we're just going to remove that stem part. Well, obviously, right? Okay, so that we can do. Yeah, Zarito64 says, thank God. Yeah, that was going to be a long time, especially when we found out that they were seedless after the whole process. All right. You know what? I'm only making for one toast, so I don't know how many of these grapes. Maybe I'll keep some of them just sort of to eat here. Those are good. Especially when you're hungry like I am. I guess we might as well use them all. Swaglord Ohio says, Henry, how do I start flirting with women? Well, I'll tell you some of the things that I've done. One time I was at a restaurant. This is when I was in my early 20s, and I was kind of a, young, horny guy or whatever. And I liked the hostess who was receiving people, and, they're very gracious people and everything like that. I might have mistaken her friendliness with maybe she liked me or something like that. Well, I had a credit card, and I was a young guy and I was bad with finances, and my credit card didn't work. And so she told me at the end that I was going to have to come up with some other form of payment because my credit didn't work on my credit card. I mistakenly, in retrospect, took this to mean that she was flirting with me. So I kind of flirted back. I was like, oh, it doesn't work, huh? Well, maybe this is something we're going to have to investigate. Maybe you and I can go to dinner or something and talk about how this credit card situation doesn't work. Maybe we could catch a movie. And she said, no, you don't understand. You have to pay for your meal. Your credit card didn't work, and I wouldn't go on a date with you because your credit card wouldn't work there either. So it turned out to be a huge misunderstanding. Bobins says, oh, I've seen this movie, I think. It's not a movie, it's just a story. But I can see the confusion. Renthar says, Henry, leech 6.78% of physical attack damage as mana? ? I don't know. Okay, all right, enough of this nonsense. Let's go ahead and get into making grapes. So I'm going to start by, it says it wants me to rinse the grapes for whatever reason, so let's go ahead and do that. I don't really understand why we're rinsing this. Not like it's not dirty, but am I really getting rid of whatever germs were on there? I guess if the water's hot enough. But you don't want the water so hot that it scalds your produce. Okay. So there we go. Now we're going to place the grapes and the sliced garlic in a bowl, and so we'll clear out this bowl then. Okay, a lot going on. Number one, I just glanced later in the recipe. We have to preheat our oven for 30 minutes. So they should have put that first. That should have been the very first thing that we say. But I'm glad that I caught it. I'm glad I caught that. I caught it because I've been cooking a long time, and I know sometimes they pull that, but they should put it right in the beginning. No offense to Gloria, but that's something that I would definitely recommend that she takes care of. Okay, so remove the grapes. We've done that. Wash and pat dry. I'm not going to pat dry the grapes. Place the grapes in a bowl. Okay, I think we can do that. Okay, I'll pat them dry a little bit, I guess. I don't know. I'll put them in a paper towel, I guess. Does it want me to give them a massage? Okay. There's that. And then it says, place the grapes in a bowl and sliced garlic. So let's go ahead and work with garlic now. It wants 2 bulbs of garlic. Sounds like a lot, but this is a big one. So I think we can just do it this way. Who's ever heard of sliced garlic? Computer, is it even possible to slice garlic?
From jessicagavin.com. For a small number of cloves, place a whole bulb, also called the head of garlic, on a cutting board with the root side up. Press down on top of the bulb with the heel of your hand to break open the thin, papery skin, loosening the cloves for the root.
So I guess it's not. I think I'm just going to mince it with this thing. This is kind of an interesting contraption. Now we've got a situation. You can use any utensil to cut off the rest of this here. Okay. Boy, that's some fragrant garlic there. Renthar says, computer is well acquainted with the vicissitudes of garlic. Yeah, the ups and downs. Thanks, Renthar. And excellent vocabulary work there. Beanie Bobini says, sometimes if you smash the bulb with the skin on, it's easier to peel. Yeah, I wish I would have read that before. Okay, we've got the garlic in a bowl. We're going to add our olive oil, and of olive oil we need 20 tablespoons, but of course we're going to be dividing that. I think I'm just going to guesstimate. Add olive oil. I'm just going to add what seems like an appropriate amount of olive oil, I guess. It's a lot of olive oil. Okay. Sprinkle salt and pepper. We have both. Game Master Flash gifted us a salt. This is the most adorable thing I've seen in years. A salt and pepper shaker set. So if you don't know which one's salt and which one's pepper, you can look on the other side, but you got to make sure you don't spill it in there. But this is pepper, and then this is salt. So sprinkle with both. Thank you, salt, and thank you, pepper. Computer, what big hits did salt and pepper have?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
You don't have to help me with it, just tell me. Teaser Tuesday, swap the grapes for wine, and this sounds pretty good. Yeah, except that we're putting all this savory shit in there. I'm kind of interested to see where they're going with this. Okay. Salt and pepper. Toss until they're completely coated. All right, let's just get our hands in there and start getting them dirty. Yeah, I think this is very similar actually to the way that you make wine. I want to remind everybody that every Tuesday morning I've been uploading an unreleased video from the Henry's Kitchen catalog, a Henry's Kitchen tutorial episode on my YouTube channel, Henry Phillips. And the views are going down. It started as this exciting thing, but I think now after several weeks of doing it in a row, people are like, okay, seen that. Great. But we're also all at the mercy of the algorithm of YouTube, and God knows how they're operating their situation. WikiTBH says, have you made the frozen Jello grape recipe before too? I don't think I have. Okay, what am I doing here? Add the herbs and toss again until they're completely coated with oil. Well, why wouldn't I have just done that first? And by herbs, they literally just mean fresh rosemary pricks. So let's go ahead and add these. How much do they want there? 3 or 4 pricks. So I don't know how many translates to a prick, but there we go. I think that's probably pretty good. I'm going to need to wash these hands. How am I going to do this here? Need something. All right. Getting my hands pretty messy here. Okay. Swaglord, Ohio. First hand wash of the year. Yep. I didn't even really think about it that way, but yeah, that is technically the first time I've washed my hands this year in 2026. And there's probably going to be a shower coming up at some point too. Okay. So we're going to transfer these to a sheet pan. Sheet pan, I'm sorry. Low Ram Advantage says, Henry, do you know what type of olives they use for the oil? I only like the green ones. That's a good question. I think these are the virgin ones or whatever, extra virgin. I don't know. I do know that my nickname in high school was extra virgin olive oil. And years later, I'm looking back going, maybe it wasn't even necessarily a compliment. All right, we've got our parchment paper here. We're going to roast. We're going to rearrange the garlic and herbs as they need, so they are evenly dispersed in the mix. Well, they're all coated, so I don't know what they mean by that. But we're going to transfer these. Computer, how much time left on the timer?
There are no timers set.
Oh. Well, that's right. We got to wait for this thing to preheat. Got a little predicament here. You want to spread these grapes out so that there is about 1 inch between. So every grape enjoys about 1 square inch around it to sort of breathe, and that's called free range. Eclipse Producer says extra virgin olive oil is healthier and tastier, so it could have been a compliment. Depends on how you look at it. Yeah. When God gives you lemons, you make lemonade. When kids call you something derogatory and shitty, you take it as a compliment. Okay, hold on a second here. Some people might say this is being a little anal or whatever, but I just don't really want to screw this up, so we're just going to use a tape measure here to make sure that each one of these things has a full inch around it. Yeah, so already right there. What was that? What was that, buddy? I just heard a weird noise, but it's not roast beef. Roast beef is just sort of chilling on the couch. Nothing going on with him. I don't know. Did anybody hear a noise? I'm going to have to watch the DVD and see if there was anything weird going on there. Did anybody hear a noise? I heard it. Unsuccessfully coping says I heard a ghost boop. Oh, everybody did. Very weird. Okay. Just measuring the distance between my grapes. I wonder if I have a ghost in my apartment. Okay. I think they've all got an inch between them. And if there's a little bit off, I don't think that makes a huge difference. We're really just trying to kill time while the oven's preheating. Okay, Eclipse Producer says, look at him working like a Michelin chef. Yeah, I really do take shit seriously. Dark Ages says, in our old age, I think a lot of people fart. Oh, it continues. And startle themselves, but none of us have reached that point yet. I'm getting closer every day. Yeah, it does happen. Mal199, any bets on grapes rolling all over the pan when he picks it up after all that hard work? Oh my God, I hope not. Thanks for presenting a scenario, though. I'm going to try to avoid that at all costs. How are we doing here? I think I'm kind of ready for this situation to be in motion. So we're going to roast these at 425 degrees for 30 minutes or until the grapes start to collapse, blister, and char. Okay. Was I supposed to do anything with these grapes? No, yeah, I was supposed to just put the grapes in there. I feel like they're going to pop, but we're going to see what happens here. I'm going to put them in anyway. Computer set timer for 30 minutes.
30 minutes, starting now.
Oh. Fuck. They did roll. And now all that work that I did about the 1 inch between them is pretty much, that was a waste of time. But we were trying to kill time anyway, but yeah, you got to be pretty careful here. Okay, some of the grapes don't have time to breathe during the process. Goat Sheet says you should get some weighted grape molds that the grapes can seat neatly and prevent rolling. Well, you sound like an inventor. And that sounds like something that maybe you could invent. Because I'll bet people would buy that. A grape holding mold. Alright, I'm going to throw away some of this extra garlic paper. Garlic paper is the worst. Okay, let's talk about this toaster. Computer, how much time left on the timer?
You have 28 minutes left on your 30-minute timer.
Okay, so we're working on that. Let's deal with this toaster situation. I don't know how many people out there have worked with a toaster, but we're going to get right into the nitty-gritty of it. This is basically it. Not a lot of controls. You have this control, which is going to be how light or dark you want the toast, meaning how much heat. This particular toaster has bagel option, defrost, reheat, and chancel. And then this is what you're going to use to initiate. Okay? So you can see there's 2 slots here. These are going to be your bread slots. you can put 2 pieces of bread into a toaster at one time. Now, there are industrial toasters that you'll see that have tons of them, but we don't. This is a typical kind of one that you'll have at your house. Okay, so this is some very stale bread that's coming apart a little bit here. But we're going to go ahead and put this in here. You can take any kind of bread, sourdough. You can do wheat. You can do rye. You know, you could do white bread, you know, Wonder. You could probably do other types of bread as well. But that might be most of them. Beanie Bobini says pizza. No, I don't think you can put pizza in here. Maybe. Okay, well, now that I guess here we go, huh? We're going to choose a setting. I'm going to go with, I guess I'll go with 5. And let's see. There's a manual here, safety information. Vue éclatée. That's the French. Maintenance de routine. Is this whole thing in French? Mantenimiento del sistema de botón. There's way too much maintenance information. Oh, here we go. Annual maintenance. To keep your Weber gas grill performing safely and efficiently. Well, that's not even what we're doing here. Dark Ages says, I think the toaster requires you to know French to operate it. Well, I hope not. I'm just going to go ahead and pull this down, and we're going to just sort of see what we get. Meanwhile, let's put some of this other stuff away. Salt and pepper, thank you very much for your wonderful contribution to our tutorial. We're getting there, guys. We're definitely getting there. Okay, we have Nancy Droodles brings up a good point. Is this a little premature, the toasting? Yes, that's a great observation. I think we might have fucked ourselves, proverbially, in that we are going to have hot toast, but we still have to wait another 25 minutes for the grapes. I might give them a little zap in the microwave to heat them up, but you know, there's worse things you can have than cold toast, I think. Swaglord Ohio says, is this how they took out John Lennon? Through cooking roasted grapes? I always thought the story was just it was with a gun, but I don't. My pop culture history is not as awesome as many others are. Dark Ages says, store the toast in your pockets to keep it warm. That's one idea. Chance 663, if you make another piece of toast later, it can heat up the first piece. Oh, of course. That's what we'll do. Parasitosis, pop-up music videos. Let's see if we've got any alerts coming down the pike. The Cheernex, one of our Tier 3 subscribers, has subscribed. Thank you, the Cheernex. Thanks very much. And Rockwell with Rockwell rated us. Thank you, Rockwell with Rockwell, for your sharing your audience with us. Oh, looks like we've got this. Stormtrooper 228 subscribed as well. Thanks for doing that. Whew, whew. That is hot. Maybe it's a good thing because this is going to give it time to cool down. I'm getting kind of excited about what we're going to have here. Nancy Drudel says Mark David Chapman was brainwashed by the CIA to eliminate Lenin. Really? I never knew that. And why did the CIA... Oh, of course the CIA wanted to eliminate Lenin because he expressed communist ideals in the song Imagine. You know, it all makes so much sense. But why didn't the CIA just kill him? Aren't they good at that too? Roach Swallower says, thanks for the Wednesday stream. I love catching you while I'm at work. Thanks, Roach Swallower. That's very nice of you. Goat Sheed, and here I thought Vlad died of natural causes. Who's Vlad? Nancy Drudels says correct. Okay, Swaglord, Ohio, John was a damn commie. Okay, or a commie, I guess. Chance 663, are you going to lubricate the toast with extra virgin olive oil? I don't think so. That seems like we're going to have too much oil on there. Okay, let's go ahead and grab the guitar, and we're going to do another song here. We're going to do the song that we do to thank the users. This song is sort of I guess you could call it sort of a tribute, if you will, to the wonderful community that we have here at Henry's Kitchen. All of the Tier 3 subscribers, which I want to thank Mimsy Kuhn for subscribing last time, and now you're on the board here, right next to Game Master Flash. And we are... okay, Ashk Thanks says, I'm getting confused on what someone's username and what people are actually commenting. Yeah, there's a lot of confusion here on Henry's Kitchen all the time. But Beanie Bobini, our intern, says, Henri, what is your ideal toast color? I think this is it right here. I would say golden. Golden with sort of gradients. Duza says, Henry, are we going to do a special recipe for MLK Day on Sunday? We can, if there's a particular dish that anybody's thinking of, I could certainly do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. This is a tribute to the wonderful users in this community. Checking the mic, 1, 2, 2. Check. Maybe we'll do this to the, since I played a C chord, it reminded me of... This. So this song goes out to the folks that run the Discord, the moderators, the big name streamers that have done collaborations and reaction videos and etc. with us. Also the Tier 3 subscribers and just generally people who make a difference. And I want to thank everybody here. So without further ado, and it's not an exclusive list. There's other people that probably aren't mentioned that should be, but I just sort of add them as I think of them. It's a little out of tune. Fucking Dingo Bob Don Beef Hot Bear 1110 Do Dingle Dog Ogle Dr. Flanges Flanjanjanges Bacchus Shane Yes Beelzebub Mochi's Nirvana It's Kate Kairosa Bumble Vision The LGX Chef Reactions Chef Reactions Husky Boyo Bill Arkin Music The Toilet some vanilla. Na-na-na-na-na-la. Parasitosis, don't forget Quanto, Beanie Bobini, and these nuts, Game Master Flash, and Mimsy Coon. Cuckoo, cuckoo, coon. Coon. Well, the cat food taste tester, cheerer next. Mochi's Nirvana, Red Hot, Hibachi, Ransom, GR, Essedytus, Michelle, Effie, Dazzle Cat, Zodbane, Toke My Nuts, and Saguaro, Uberito 5555, Dinosaur, JV's Text, Sickly Boy, Beelzebub, and Lips 1, Caitlin's Kitchen, Kitchen. Emery 225, Yarkasm, Nico, Tazel, Michael Bublé 4422, Potato, Cat Breeder, Passion Error, Passion Error. Minho Shin 64, Midnight Faded, GSBX Fan, Essedytus, and Cool Boy 789. Well, Lisa T, Pink Purple Donut filling his fruit. Technoden, Porcelain, Vince, Zodiac Tone, Gary Busey, ASMR, Purple, Shannis, Nova, Larian, and Mr. Gooseberry, and BT, and don't forget Quanto. Quack, 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 Quanto. Quanto. Crumby Cookie 31 says, I just came into the stream greeted by D's Nuts. Yeah, sorry, that's a weird time to come in. What I'm doing is I'm reading off the usernames of the people that we like to thank here at Henry's Kitchen. So you walked in on the credits, and one of the users' name is D's Nuts. But be glad that you didn't walk in on Toke My Nuts. Okay, everybody. Chance 6663 says, thank you for helping me make it through the night, Henry. Thank you. It's not easy to make it through a night. It's very difficult. There's a lot. Okay. Roast beef, I believe, had a bowel movement during that last song, and I'm going to get the camera on him because he's looking pretty cute. He's enjoying his sleep. And that's the best that any of us can do as we get into our old age. I will just sort of break the ice a little bit. Roast beef is not doing the greatest. And it's very distressing. But we're going to get through it. He's on some meds. He's on a steroid, which apparently is going to make him start getting swole. And he also is on a blood pressure medication because he had high blood pressure, I guess, and had some episodes. And when I say episodes, I don't mean episodes of a good show like Breaking Bad or something. I'm saying he had some episodes. And he also has a pain-relieving shot every 4 days because of arthritic joints and stuff. So, but you know what? Roast beef trusts the advancement of medical technology, and it's been doing very well for him. Cerritos64 says, I'm sorry for what you guys are going through. It's never easy. Yes, it is definitely not easy. And I want to give another shout out to our user, Official Shitter, whose cat Mochi recently passed. It's not easy, and hope that you're doing okay, Official Shitter. Eclipse Producer, I hope roast beef will do better. Yeah, I do too. He has good days and he has not so good days. Okay. Chance 663 says, is roast beef secretly a science teacher in New Mexico? Yeah. I mean, he could be. If he was secretly, then I guess it's probably impossible. Renthar says, you can tell that roast beef has lived a fulfilling life surrounded by loved ones. Yeah, that is absolutely true. I will say that. Here on that one. Okay, thanks again to CheerNext for your Tier 3 subscription. And I think we're getting close to wrapping up here. Computer, how much time is left?
You have 11 minutes left on your 30-minute timer.
Well, I don't think anybody would be very upset if we just went ahead and took it out of the oven, but we'll see. You're absolutely right. We've got the river bison. Thank you, Game Kande, for that. I'm going to check one. Parasitosis says, wrap it before you tap it. Is that for our grapes? Eclipse Producer, Henry, is your toast still warm and crunchy? You know what? I'm so hungry. I'm just going to take this little broken part. I don't think that's going to hurt anybody. It's good. This is turning out to be a very long stream. How many people are watching now? Nobody? Is that possible? Four-wheelers, time to take the toast out of your pockets. Yeah. No, I don't have it in my pockets. It's just going to be lukewarm. Well, let's see how we're doing here. A lot of these grapes exploded. Nancy Drudel says, I predict 267. I want to do one more round of the new Mark Cohen game. That's what we're going to do. So I got to figure out how to get it back up there. Because we have a little bit of time and I don't want to rush this recipe. We're going to turn on the desktop audio. Oh, it's already on. And we're going to go to Variety Capture. Okay, there it is. Whoops. Okay, I have to check in, make sure everybody can hear me okay. You can see me. I'm not hearing the sound for some reason. Oh, there it is. Got to do the game with the sound. We'll do 2 rounds. I'm going to try to do it by myself, and then I'm going to do another one where we ask the users. Okay, here we go. It's a game brought to us by Mark Cohen. I'm feeling psychic this time around, so let's see how we do. 1 through 5 here, let's go. Ah, fuck. Shit. Fuck. Fuck. Shit. Okay, but you know what? I actually beat the odds in terms of getting 4 of them before I hit it. So maybe I'm psychic the other way. Dark Ages says you're opposite psychic. Yeah, and that's got to be good for something, right, guys? Dark Ages says, so in a way you're still extraordinary. Yeah. Okay, well, let's see how extraordinary this next round goes. Maybe I can get the longest run. Oh. Well, that completely contradicts everything. But that is good news, actually, because it cancels out how poorly we did. The law of averages says that we're like 3. Okay, let's see. Oh no. Are you kidding me? This is driving me nuts. Do you think that the chances are that it could possibly be this one again? Nancy Drudel says this is like a Scantron test. Yeah, if you didn't study. Calorie Hoarder says I was told I will feel less lonely if I join this stream. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this first one here. It seems like this should be the one. According to the pattern. Ah! Fuck! 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 Oh man, I'm doing terribly. I don't know which one to do. Now, if I'm avoiding the first one... Okay. What did we get? I have minuscule psychic ability, but I'm going to add my score anyway. Whoa, we've got a lot of new scores here. Eclipse Producer found it in 7. Wow, that's very psychic. All right. We're going to have to ask chat now. I'm just going to look at chat, and the number that I see the most times is going to be the one we're going to go for. So I'm going to ask chat 1 through 5. We've got 4, a couple of 4s. We got 3 2s. Poo Poo says 1. I'm seeing a lot of 2s. Oh boy, do we have a consensus? I see quite a few 2s. I'm going to do 2. Ah, there was a 4. Ah, 3. God. Ah. Nobody said 5. And that's the one it was. We'll figure out the poll next time. Glitchy Med says our abilities have been drained for the day. Yeah, the psychic abilities. Okay, what are we doing this time? Max Donut says 2. Remember, last time nobody got it right. This time Swaglord and Knife wanted to do 5. Are they right? 4 Wheelers gifted Calorie Hoarder a sub. Thanks for doing that. That's very kind of you. MXC Donut 1, maybe do a round where you purposely try not to find Henry? Oh yeah, that's what I was doing on the first round. No, 5 was wrong. Perms says, can we get Bill Murray here to shock us when we're wrong? That would be good. Oh, I just did that one out of my ass. Okay, I ignored chat on that one, but I need chat because I don't want to be responsible for whatever happens here. Okay, Tuna says 3. I don't think 3 is a bad answer. Got a lot of 4s. Okay, it's tied between 3 and 4. Parasitosis says 5. Poo Poo says 1. Poo Poo has been right a lot. Couple more. Douche Nozzle McGrudelson says 1. Boy, this is all over the place. What do I see the most of? No consensus yet. Okay, I see a lot of 3s. We're doing 3. No. I think we've lost it, guys. Parasitosis said 5. Hey, Parasitosis. Maybe Parasitosis is the psychic one of the group. All right, next. 1 through 5, everybody. Computer, how much time left on the timer?
You have 3 minutes and 40 seconds left on your 30-minute timer.
Wow, we're getting close. Swaglord Ohio says, is there a pattern? Oh, if it is a pattern, that would be 1. Poo Poo says 1. I'm seeing a lot of 4s. I don't want it to be 4. Okay. All right. Parasitosis says 2, and so does our intern, Beanie Bo Beanie. No. 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 Fuck. Do you think it's 3? Yeah, of course. All right, one more. And then our shit's going to be ready. This has been a great time filler. Thanks again to Mark Cohen for giving us this game. And I can't believe that Eclipse Producer got 7. That's incredible. Anthesism says 5. Okay, we have a lot of threes. I see a lot of threes. I'm going for it. No. Poo Poo's sticking with one. Nice job, Poo Poo. I think Poo Poo got most of them. And by the way, the real name is Poo 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 Poo. But I'm shortening it to just Poo Poo because I don't think there's any other users that we would get confused with. All right, so we didn't do that great on that one. Let's check out the high scoreboard. I still can't believe Eclipse Producer got it in 7. Mr. Psychic got it in 9. Dark Aegis got it in 9. Good job. It's Kate got 10. Meatball, 11. Big Bono, 11 attempts. It's Kate, 11. Mark found it in 12 attempts. Ghost of Bono, 12 attempts. Roger, Henry, that's us. Fred found it in 19. Let's give this one to Poo Poo. Thank you very much, Poo Poo, for your submission on that one. And let's add it in there. And there you go. And there's the URL if you want to try to play the game. Thanks to Mark Cohen for giving us that. It was a fun activity. Okay, it's time. Computer, how much time left?
You have 1 minute and 10 seconds left on your 30-minute timer.
Okay, I think we're just going to get it out there. Let's turn off the oven. That's always the first thing you want to do, lest you forget. Let's do the of glove. It's going to be hot. So far, I'm thinking weird. Weird but hot. Very hot. Right now, I'm really wondering why we did this. Oh wait, what am I doing? I've already got a plate. Jeez. Kind of wish I had a spatula. Computer, stop. We pulled it out a little bit early on that one, but I don't think anybody's going to fault us for that. Better to pull out early than late. So I guess we're just literally putting these grapes onto our toast as such. I tried to smash them down thinking maybe, because I want to look at the example pick. That's not it. That's Beanie Bobini, our intern. Okay. There it is. So they're kind of smashed. So I want to smash mine. And then I want to get smashed. Weird. Are we sure this is really a thing? Computer, are roasted grapes really a thing?
From themediterraneandish.com. Roasted grapes are also versatile. My favorite way to serve them is as a snack or appetizer with creamy burrata and toast. They also make an easy appetizer, add sweetness to salads and grilled meats, garnish a dessert, and revitalize leftovers.
Okay. I guess it's maybe, is it like grape jelly? But nobody puts garlic and salt and pepper and all that shit on your grape jelly. It's Kate, you're right. It is like grape jam on toast, but why did we put all that savory stuff on there? Let's see what happens here. The toast is good. I didn't get any of the grapes on there yet. Eclipse Producer says, guess you should visit Spain where it seems normal. Yeah. this is part of the Mediterranean diet. I just released a YouTube video on the YouTube channel where you can see me making nutrition bars. Sorry, that was a phone call. I apologize. Okay, well, I gotta say, it's fine. I'd much rather have jelly right now on my toast. I'd rather not have grapes with a bunch of garlic on it, but I'm gonna try it again. Nah. Balder Dash Lad, no, it's not a success. For a second, it tastes like some delicious grape jelly, and then I've got fucking garlic in there. It's nasty. Maybe, did I put too much garlic? Signer says, is that shit on a shingle? It definitely is shit. This is not good. I'm going to try it again because I'm starving. But maybe if you're expecting something savory, but who puts garlic in their grape jelly? Unfinished character, thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Thanks for joining us today. Dazzlecat says there's a whole garlic chunks in the example photo, though. Yeah, what is this? What did we do here? I mean, I guess we literally made it correct. Oh, I see. But I will say that their garlic is not part of the grape. It's just sort of in there. Maybe that makes it better. And we actually mixed it in there. But no, this is... maybe it's too much garlic. I'm very hungry, but I'm very disappointed. Why didn't we do grapes with just grapes? Why did we have to put garlic in there? It ruined it. Nah. Maybe I just have a bad attitude. All right, everybody. We saw, we conquered, we came. And now it's time to say goodbye. I want to thank everybody for joining us here today at Henry's Kitchen. And I'm going to be here Sunday, and we're going to do something else. So once again, February 22nd, a beautiful place called Blue Strawberry. I'll be performing live in St. Louis's beautiful Central West End. Hope you can make it. And then a week after that, March 1st, I'll be in Chicago at Zany's Comedy Club. It's all at www.henrys.kitchen. And then you go to the tour dates. Or there's a link right here. Thank you. Thank you very much for doing that. Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope that everybody has a great day and a great rest of the week. And I'll see you Sunday at noon Pacific time. Let's all do the best that we can. Thanks, everybody.